What's up, guys? Let me follow along here with you. Give me 1 second. How's everyone doing? Spin this around. There we go. That looks more like what we're supposed to see. All right, for a few people to join, and then we'll get into it. What's up, Richard? What's going on? What's up, SSH? It is friggin' hot this weekend, so I don't. Hopefully that camera doesn't cut out. Last time it was this hot, that thing decided to take a holiday, but we'll try it and see how she goes. But I wanted to. I know a lot of guys were asking about the Friday Night Live. I didn't get a chance to do the Friday Night Live, so you guys saw I tried to go live yesterday for a little bit, but that was on the cell service, so it didn't work too well. So figured we just kick it off, and I also didn't get a chance to edit a video today because I just got back today from the lake, so figured we'll do it live instead. That way we can kind of get everybody up to speed and just do it this way. Justifer, what's up, Justifer? Adriel Barrios, big fan, man. Loves the Dakota video. I have one myself. What intake manifold do you have? So on this truck is a Mopar M1 4-barrel with the 2-barrel adapter to the an overboard stock throttle body. So that's what's on that one. We had the kegger on it before, and then Jason's truck's gonna get the Hughes air gap. So I'll be able to show you guys kind of all the main or major intakes for those things too. Tristan, what's up, Tristan? Yeah, so the Dakota's still running. I was just messing with something a minute ago. Pretty soon I'm gonna redo at least the back portion of the exhaust on that thing, because it's somebody did a good job on the first half. It's all ceramic coated and it's got V-bands and stuff on it. But then I think they had good intentions, and then towards the back half of the exhaust, they just kind of just let loose. So it goes from 2.5 inch, and then it goes into, don't quote me on the exact way, but it's back to back to back. It's resonators, 2.5 inch resonators, so it's true dual, but it goes into 2 little stubby resonators, then it goes into an X pipe, and then it goes straight into 2 Flowmaster 40 series, I think, and it's all this long. So it is just drone city in that thing. Literally now with the cam, when it's at idle, it's on your ears. It's freaking ridiculous. So what I have in my hand right now are some V-bands. So what I was going to do is I got these. These are the old V-band clamps off the truck. They're still obviously, functional, but I was gonna see if I can put the beefier V-band clamps that I got, because I got these. I'll probably link these in the next video that I make. These Evil Energy ones that I got off Amazon. And it came with everything. It came with the flanges, and it also came with new V-band clamps. And I'm just trying the clamps on it to see if I can at least seal up what I got for now. And then once we redo the exhaust, I've got flanges that I can weld on and do it properly. But yeah, we'll kick it for half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever, until we get bored. And we'll see what everyone's up to. Let me open this door so I don't freaking suffocate. It's hot in here. There's 0 airflow. Hold on a second. Woo. There we go. Now we're talking. It is too hot. All right. Yeah, as far as the Dakota, it's still running. I just have to clean up some stuff on the tune. The idle still has to be cleaned up a little bit, and it's just some partial throttle stuff. If you're really light on the throttle, the fuel just cuts off, so it kind of does a little herky-jerky type thing. So, but yeah, it's definitely an improvement the way it was before. I think I mentioned in another video, or maybe a live, that the doing all those mods, like doing the cam and the intake, it woke it up top, but then it doesn't feel quite as crazy down low. So it doesn't have like that raw torque that it used to have with the kegger on there. So it really depends on what your goals are, you guys. So I'm just gonna relay the my honest opinion, and again, it's my opinion on all this stuff. But without the kegger on there, you do notice a noticeable decrease in just regular torque off the bottom. So, but again, it makes up top. So just keep that in mind. And then once we add the supercharger, it'll just add everywhere. So let's see what you guys are saying. Nathan, what's up from Texas? What's going on, Nathan? Justopher, are you ever going to release the specs for the cam, or are you going to work out a deal and have a boosted cam? No, I did release, like the specs on the cam in this truck aren't a secret. If you guys want the same cam that I have, so that works with the stock heads, and you just put valve springs in, reach out to IMM. He'll hook you up with the same setup that I have. So IMM Engines, he's out in Indio, California. So if you want, you can reach out to him. He'll hook you up with the same cam and springs that I have, and you guys can do that. Or there's other guys too that have their spec cams. Everyone's got their own spec cam, right? So in the install video of the cam, I did show the cam card, and I kind of just went over I was videotaping the cam card and went over the specs on it. So there's no secrets there. But yeah, if you want the same cam I have, you can reach out to Brian at IMM. Or, there's other tuners. Obviously, Flying Ryan has his spec of cams, so just whatever your flavor is, whatever you want to do, you can kind of do either one. But yeah, this one's not a secret. You guys can reach out to him and have the same thing if you want. SSH, maybe switch to Borla mufflers. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing something a little bit different. I have Borla on the Viper. I do like the way that sounds. I think I might try to go to some sort of kind of like a spiral type muffler instead of the chambered muffler. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna do something soon. I'm also contemplating, I don't know how soon we're gonna be boosting this again. And as you guys know, I don't have my daily. I actually I've been dailying either the S2000 or the Dakota. So it's been kind of a combination of both, but there's some stuff I want to sort out. Right now, the S2000, believe it or not, is more comfortable and practical than the Dakota. S2000 has AC. I bought some wheels that I'll show you guys in the next video. So I got some wheels so they can daily the S2000. It's outside. And yeah, it's been like 100 degrees here lately, so the AC's definitely been a factor. Where it just came from was like 110 degrees, I think. So I would have been roasting in that thing. I don't care what you guys say about putting the windows down. You will be burning up doing that. So yeah, it's nice to have AC. I was debating putting the AC back in the Dakota just for the time being. I'd like to at some point probably reconfigure things so that we can have AC in this. But right now with the intercooler that I have, that we went with, I think it was the Mishimoto, it's like a 4-inch core, so it's super thick and you can't double stack. If we went with a smaller, thinner intercooler, then I could probably still fit my condenser in there, but that was the issue we had last time. The cheese! SpinTech mufflers sound great if running the True Duals. Yeah, so we're running True Duals, so I'll see what I come up with. I'm going to try and get something on here soon. I kind of wanted to, well, I don't have any sort of muffler sponsor. If you guys are fans of the 4th gen stuff, you guys know that I tried the Carvin Progressive muffler, and it sounded super good on my 4th gen Ram with the Hemi, but I ended up taking off because it was too loud. But this is a little bit something that's kind of a rowdy truck, so I reached out to Carvin, see if they want to do anything, because they sell just their muffler. So I reached out to them, see if they, would like to do something with us on the channel, and I'll get it welded up to this stuff, and it'd be pretty rowdy if we do that. I know those sound really good too, so I'd be curious to put the Carvins on this truck, and let you guys know how that sounds, because I don't know if anyone's done that, but I know it will sound good, because it sounds amazing on the Hemi, so might try to do something like that, but I haven't bought mufflers just yet. I'm just trying to work with what I have, and then pretty soon here we'll reconfigure that. I also want to, I think I was telling you guys in the other video, I want to do something with the suspension a little bit more, because right now it's like sitting this far off the bump stops from the frame in the back. So, and that's with the Beltec lowering hangers and the stock RT spring. So, I don't know. I guess I could do a few things. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I like the look of the truck with it this low, but it rides like a bag, honestly. So I think it could probably be a little stiffer in the rear. I'm almost tempted to maybe put like a regular Dakota spring on the back or a leaf spring, and maybe that might raise it a little bit and give it just a little bit more, because it's like completely useless. Any bump you hit, it just freaking just blows right through everything. There's like no resistance, and that's with brand new Beltec Street Performance shocks. So I'm thinking I have a C-notch kit. It's a bolt-on. I might bolt it on for now and then weld it later, but I'm kind of hesitating on cutting that frame, because obviously that's like the point of no return. So I'm trying to decide if I should cut the frame, put the C-notch kit on that so that it rides better, but even still, it feels so soft in the back just with the way those Beltec hangers are. So unless I try a different kit before I go down that path. So I kind of want to keep this truck somewhat streetable. I don't want to make like pure drag truck. I was originally thinking that, but I think with the way we're going with things, I think keeping it somewhat streetable is probably a better choice. And then, as I keep saying, the Viper is going to get some pretty crazy mods here soon too. So we're getting close, guys. We just rolled over to like 48,000. So thanks to all you guys, we made that happen. So a couple more thousand subscribers, and then we'll release the Viper build. So at the pace we're going, that should be about a month. Usually we get about 1,600 subscribers per month. So I would say, since it's, you know, almost June, by August for sure we should be starting the Viper build. So that'll be fine. That'll give us some time to finish up on the Dakota, and we'll keep cranking stuff out. So also, I mentioned too, I don't know if you guys heard me on the last live, but on Jason's Dakota RT, so we do have another Dakota RT that's going to be coming on the channel here probably within the next week. So Jason also has a single cab Dakota RT, and on his truck, for now at least, we're putting in a cam from Flying Ryan, so we're waiting for that to come in. So that one's going to get a cam. It's going to get the Indy X heads, so it's going to get that. It's going to get the Hughes air gap, and I think that might be it for under the hood. I think he's going to get a bored out throttle body on there too. Probably, oh, he's got Spin Tech headers too. So that's going to be kind of the under the hood stuff, and then some other stuff with the suspension. His truck is like crazy low, like way lower than mine. So I think we're going to bring it up a little bit, get some suspension under it so that it's actually streetable, and we'll get his truck running too. So we have to pretty much do all the same stuff that we did to my truck to his truck. Like, he has all the bushing kits and from Energy Suspension to kind of get things freshened up. So we got a lot of stuff to do on his, but with, you know, having done everything to mine, it shouldn't be so bad to get his done. So yeah, hopefully you guys are excited about that. We're gonna have 2 Dakota RT builds, so if you guys missed some of the old videos that we had on this build, we're pretty much gonna do it all over again, except on a different truck with a little bit different direction. So got a lot of stuff on the way. Let me answer some of your guys' questions. Mr. J Magoo, hey, what made you change from J Green tunes to Flying Ryan? Yeah, I'm not one of those guys to, like, you know, talk smack on different tuners and stuff. Everybody's, you know, got their tuner and whatnot. So I worked with Jay Green before on the 4th gen Hemi stuff. And then in talking with him, you know, we made the 4th gen Ram go fast with the Pro Charger kit on it. And, you know, we almost broke into 11 seconds on my crew cab with a bone stock engine and the Pro Charger kit, if you guys remember that build. So we did some good things there, and then I ended up parting out that 4th gen Ram, putting it all back stock. I sold that, got rid of it, and got rid of all the parts and stuff. So I know people even today still hit me up for the parts that I had on that truck, but everything is literally gone. And yeah, so once we did that, I wasn't sure what I was going to get next. I honestly thought I was going to get a 5th gen Ram. I was kind of working on that, and then between dealing with some shady dealerships, I didn't end up getting the 5th gen, because I figured I did everything I could possibly do with the 4th gen, and even to this day, my 4th gen Ram videos are like the biggest thing or popular thing for this channel. So some of those videos have like hundreds of thousands of views. I think one of them's coming close to like 1 million views on the 4th gen Ram stuff. So I figured I did as much as I could do, and then I was going to get a 5th gen and just do it all over again. And then the deal fell through with that, and while I was browsing, this thing popped up, and I thought, this is pretty cool. A little truck, we can, you know, it's a light truck, we can turn it into a little sport truck and go that way with it. So to answer the question on the Jay Green thing, when I was talking to him, he said he's so busy with the 4th gen Ram stuff that You know, he wasn't really interested in dealing with the older stuff at the time. I don't, that might have changed. So yeah, I did more research, and that's when Flying Ryan's name popped up, and yeah, that's where we ended up. So, like I said, no bad feelings to anybody or anything like that. So, you know, Jay Green did good with that truck, but yeah, now we're working with Ryan on this one. So that's pretty much that. There's no drama to the whole story. It's as simple as that. Nick Johnson, are you trying to relocate the battery to the bed? Yeah, I'm probably going to at some point. I've seen some kits or people that have put the battery underneath the bed, like kind of, I think they put it on the passenger side, but they put it like behind the wheel underneath the bed, which I thought was pretty cool. So if I was going to do something, I'd probably want to do it there rather than in the actual bed, but not just yet, not just yet. So I do have that in mind though, eventually once I get everything sorted out. I'm just trying to get this thing running and situated. Right now we're finally leak free, you guys, so that's good. There's always something dripping or leaking underneath this truck. The front crank seal hasn't dripped a drop, and the transmission hasn't dripped at all, so we're finally leak free on it. I think my rear main seal honestly is due soon, but it is very, very minor. So at some point I'll probably have to do the rear main seal on this thing, but other than that, she's good to go. Adriel, how much power do you think that truck makes now with these mods once the fuel issues get sorted out? If I had to guess, it's probably somewhere in the 300-ish range. It's nothing crazy. Maybe, I don't know, 320-ish? 320-ish, I would say. 320, 350, maybe somewhere in there. It's not like anything crazy, you guys, but it is light, so it feels, I don't know what I can compare it to. I would say it's pretty comparable to like a stock 4th gen Ram, you know, with 400 horse. It feels similar to that. So it feels pretty fast, but it's not like crazy. And the one disadvantage with this is with it only being a 4-speed, you only have like 4 gears. So unless you punch it right in the right gear, whereas if you got next to like a 4th gen Ram with the 1500 Hemi, and it's got an 8-speed in it, if they punch it, they're in like the perfect gear to smoke you. So just keep that in mind. But this thing does get up and move pretty decently right now. But again, I'm still fine-tuning it with Ryan. So I just gotta wait for a revision back from him, and then we'll get it even more tuned up. So I've only put 2 tunes in it, just so you guys know. So the first one, just to get it running, and then we did a second revision, and we'll probably end up going back and forth about 5 times or so before we get it really dialed in. And then once it's running primo, then I'll show you guys another video of, you know, how it's performing at its peak, at its potential, with the mods that we have. But right now we're not there just yet. So if you guys are wondering what's going on, that's where we're at. We're going back and forth. And then once it's, like I said, once it's good to go, then I'll show you guys a video of, hey, this is how this thing works with everything. But we're just not quite there yet. Just for glass packs of a real deep sound, if you want to have a custom sound. Yeah, like I said, I'll try to choose some mufflers hopefully this week or next week, and we'll get that sorted out. So yeah, that should be good. SSH, hoping the channel gets 50K by August. Yeah, we should. Like I said, it's a pretty steady growth, so it's about 1,600 subs a month. So I think we'll get there by August for sure. That's pretty safe bet. Just for use a Durango leaf spring, they're stiffer due to the Durango being heavier. Yeah, I'm thinking something like that, because it's weird, you guys. Like, I don't know how to describe it, and maybe you guys already know about it, but when you like come up to something on the back end of the truck, it just like collapses. Like, there's like nothing there. Like, I have this much probably ride height in the back before it bottoms, but like if you come into something with the back end of the truck, it just gives out, and it just taps the frame every single time. So I could put the C-notch kit in there, but I don't think that's gonna fix the issue of it just collapsing instantly. So I'm wondering about putting some different springs in there. Part of me wonders whether I should have robbed more parts off of the silver Dakota, since we got that thing so cheap. But if I have to buy some different leaves, it's not the end of the world. I wonder if putting, no, I don't think that, I'm just thinking out loud, but if putting the stock hangers back on, maybe it changes some of the geometry, and then putting a different leaf in the back, whether that would give a better ride, better lowered ride. Because I don't know. I mean, obviously the look is good with the Beltec lowered like that, but the ride quality is like junk in my opinion. So something's got to be done about the rear. I just haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to tackle that. So yeah, if you guys want my recommendation on the rear, the front works fine. I just, in the front, so you guys know, I have Beltec Street Performance shocks in the front, and I just have cut Dakota springs. I know a lot of guys cringe at that, but when I went on the Dakota RT forums, which if you guys have been around with this for a while, Dakota RT forum was like the main thing back then. Everybody just says don't waste your time with buying springs, just snip or cut the original springs to whatever length. Since it's a constant, I can't remember what the exact name is, but the coil doesn't have any tighter windings on it. It's the same all the way through. So they said you're literally just throwing money away if you get springs that are from Beltec or anything like that. They said just adjust the ones that you have and go from there. So that's what we have on right now. The front ride's good. The back is just like always clunking though, so I want to fix that. With the Dakota being a daily, are you still wanting to put the supercharger eventually? I don't know. As far as the supercharger on that truck, yeah, we're gonna put it on eventually. I just gotta make sure that I'm not gonna shoot myself in the foot as far as being able to get around. So I want to put the supercharger back on, but I want to do it and make sure that the truck stays reliable. So that's the biggest key right there. We had some issues with the ProCharger leaking a little bit, so I'm gonna order some new seals for it. It seemed like it was just getting a little bit wet on the bottom of it, so I'm gonna order some new seals for the ProCharger if we're gonna put that one back in, or unless I get a different one. But I think that's probably what I'm gonna do. Order the seals for that, rebuild it, put new seals in the ProCharger head unit before I put it back on. That way it's just good to go. So I gotta do that, but I wanna work out all the other little bugs on the truck before I add another element to it, because honestly, if we put the supercharger right on right now, any of the issues that we have right now are just going to be amplified. The other thing too is we still are on the stock transmission, so that's just going to wear out sooner, and if we don't have all our ducks in order, then everything else is just going to go south. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is just make sure the truck is good, solid, and then, you know, running good, everything's good, and then we add the boost. So that's the plan. It's gonna happen, you guys. Just bear with me while I get the truck and all the little bugs sorted out. And then once this thing is running primo, all good, naturally aspirated, then we can add the supercharger. So the other thing too is I might put like I said, I might put AC on it, at least for the summer, just so I don't, you know, die in the heat. But yeah. Also, what's the status on the AMG build with Jazz? I'm not too sure. So she's kind of doing her own thing, obviously. But yeah, I think she was gonna get somebody or some shop to install that. So that's cool though. We're gonna work on our own stuff here. But yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. So that's the update with that. Mr. J Magoo, thumbs up. Thanks, man. Eric, thanks for all the content, man. It's been really helpful. Keep it up. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Just for, can the mods you're doing to it, you think they'll work to a 5.2? Yeah, definitely. I mean, both engines are pretty similar, so any of the mods you see me doing to my truck, you can definitely do them in the 5.2. Just know that obviously you're dealing with less displacement. So if I'm adding a ton more air, you know, you might not want as much air flow to be coming in through it. So just keep everything in mind. But I mean, you can do the supercharger, you can do the M1, you can obviously put a cam in a 5.2. So they're pretty much the same engine for the most part. Everything bolts up. Obviously the displacement's different, but other than that, the actual engine is pretty similar. So yeah, you can definitely, you know, try a lot of different mods that I'm doing. There's no harm in doing that. Torque converter will get some back. Do the seal while you're there. Yeah, so I was talking with Flying Ryan, so we might do some stuff with I believe his name is Martin Sane. So he does a lot of transmission stuff and torque converters, and apparently he's not too far from here too. So I haven't worked out the details on that, but some stuff is in the works where we might get one of his torque converters on here with a stall on it, and then put one of his valve body kits in this thing too. So apparently we should be able to support like 550-ish wheel horsepower on those components. So that should be right in the neighborhood where we want to be. So with the supercharger and everything going, and then we have, you know, transmission and everything that can hold that kind of power, then we should be all set. It would also be kind of nice to have him just look at my transmission, or, you know, I don't know how they inspect it, but to make sure this thing's in good working order. The fluid never smells burnt. It's cherry red, so I think it should be fine. But be cool to get his, you know, expert opinion on what kind of health this transmission is in. Force59, you going to have Cam help out on the channel more? He's funny. Yeah, he lives about like an hour and a half away, so we'll try to get him out here more. Or I mean, me and him go to car shows, so we went to the last, because it's kind of like we'll meet in the middle or something. So we met at the last one, which I haven't uploaded. I've just been so busy with doing the actual mods and maintenance and stuff that I haven't really shared the car show stuff that we've gone to. But yeah, I'll definitely try to do some stuff with him too. He actually has a supercharger kit for his Viper, which I'm trying to convince him to hurry up and put that thing on. So he's got a Vortex supercharger with a front mount intercooler and a bunch of stuff. So I think we were talking about maybe putting... Alright guys, we're back. So we had the same problem happen. The freaking phone overheated. That's how hot it is out there. So we'll continue it in here from the little studio that we got in here. This is where I do all my editing and stuff and office work, so we'll continue from in here if you guys are still here. So what I was saying is Cam is going to be supercharging his Viper. I don't know where this cut off, but he's going to be supercharging his Viper, so hopefully we can do some stuff with Cam and you know, help him install a supercharger, or, you know, he's plenty capable, but it'd be cool to, you know, be there and film it and document his build as well. Where am I at with the comments? Paint Gun Express, thanks for going live. Keep grinding and shining. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'd like to update you guys in a live format. I get to some questions too, and I was talking about the last. I think in one of the last lives. So a lot of people will ask me like different. Man, this thing is just not liking us today. That's how hot it is out. Let me spin this around. I'll do it this way. I'm literally gonna hold this thing in front of the fan. So if you guys are wondering what's going on, I'm on one of my other iPhones, and if I leave this thing by itself, I've got no case on it whatsoever, but it'll actually overheat while I'm sitting here. So it overheats and it shuts down. That's why we were messed up on the live. Yeah, so what I wanted to say too is I was kind of discussing on I think one of the other lives. I'm trying to figure out a way to bring you guys value, but at the same time give you guys my time, and I don't know, not to like be big-headed or anything like that, but a lot of people always ask me different questions, whether they're questions about their build, questions about a mod that I did, how I did this, how I did that, you know, what offset is my wheels, what size are my wheels, what size are my tires, you know, what size are my tires on my Dakota, what size are my tires on my old Ram, what are the size tires on my Viper, like, you guys name it, I get all sorts of DMs like that. So nothing wrong with that, but I am only one person, and even in the comments, even on the videos, there's some people that'll just get mad if I don't answer them, but I don't have the resources or time to answer everybody. I'll try to get to as much people as possible. The people that are paid subscribers and they've hit the join button and they've joined Team Boosted Motorsports, those guys, I do my absolute best to make sure they get back to their comments. So what I'm saying with that is I'm trying to think of a way. I don't know if Patreon does it, if they kind of have, I wish YouTube did it, where they had like their own kind of chat group or something like that, where somebody that was a paid subscriber, if they, you know, wrote something or asked a question, I could get back to them. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if Patreon offers something like that, where there's kind of like a group chat or something like that. Either that or every paid member on YouTube, I'll make some sort of private chat group where we can all kind of hang out. And if you're a paid member on YouTube, you'll be part of that chat group. And that way I can get to your guys' questions, because some people just get straight up rude if I don't answer their questions, and I honestly just don't have the time between, you know, trying to do this YouTube thing, you know, post here, post there, do Instagram, do YouTube. It's a lot. So I'm just trying to figure out how to bring you guys value. And like I said, I'm not like, you know, I'm not big-headed about it, but just if somebody's asking me a question about my build, their build, what's my opinion on their build, you know, does a Mopar M1 work with their car? Should they do this? Should they do that? It's just, I just can't answer everybody's question, and I'm trying to think of a way that I can do it that everybody's still happy, and the people that are subscribed and paid members, that I get to their questions and try to help them with their build as much as possible. But let me see what other, but at the same time too, if you guys jump on this live, you guys see that I answer everybody's questions that I possibly can. So this is your other opportunity to ask me different stuff. Justifer, you have the 46 RE. Yeah, so just a stock transmission right now. Nothing special, but yeah, just the stock 46. Any mods coming for the SRT 10 Ram? Yeah, that one's kind of on the back burner a little bit. It's not like any priority, but I do want to put some exhaust on there pretty soon. So that's the next mod. Once all the other mods kind of get sorted out and some of the other cars, once the Dakota's supercharged, working reliably, and everything's good there, and also once the Viper build is done, then I'm probably going to jump back to the SRT 10 Ram and tinker with some stuff there. So that's kind of the plan, but we're still a long ways from that. The other thing too is I probably am going to freshen up the motor in the S2000 soon. So I don't know if I'm going to tackle that or maybe take it apart and give it to Brian at IMM or somebody like that to get that thing freshened up, because it's got some miles on it too, and I just want to make sure it's good for the track. Mark Miller, keep the good content coming. I love hearing about the Dakota build and the Viper too. Yeah, I'm super excited for the Viper build because, the Dakota's fun. Nothing against the Dakota. I know there's a lot of Dakota fans on here. The one thing is, when we do what we're gonna do to the Viper, that thing is gonna be an absolute monster. So I'm pretty excited for that, because when we do stuff to the Dakota, it's fun, it's cool. I'm not knocking it, but it's like, still not crazy fast, right? Unless we do something insane, it's not going to turn into a rocket ship all of a sudden. But with the stuff that we're going to be doing to the Viper, it's going to be like nuts. So I'm not saying it's going to like shatter records or anything like that, but it's going to wake that thing up tremendously more than, the average vehicle. And it's going to be making more power and be faster than a Hellcat and all the new modern muscle stuff. So that's what I'm excited about. So once we get the Viper built, that thing is going to be pretty ridiculous. So that thing is going to be super fun. I'm excited for that, because all the work that we put in, you're actually going to be able to see that huge performance gain. Whereas a lot of the stuff we do to the Dakota, it's kind of marginal. So we'll do a lot of stuff to the Dakota, but it doesn't make it, absolutely insane. Whereas the Viper, it's going to be insane. So that's all I can tell you for now. Maybe I'll start teasing some of the parts. Let me see. Just going through your comments here. Love to see a 5th gen Ram on the channel at some point. Might be a better daily than the Dakota, although I love the Dakota. Plus, I can't wait for 50K so we can start the Viper build. Yeah, that's, like I said, it's going to be fun once we start the Viper build. As far as the 5th gen, it's kind of debating. Like, you got to remember, I have 2 trucks right now, and they're both useless trucks. I can't tow with either one of them. So that's the kind of unfortunate part about owning all these trucks. It's like, it's got the motor, it's got the power, but you can't really tow with the Dakota because the tow capacity is, a joke. And then also the SRT 10 is really not made for towing either. So I kind of would like to have a practical truck. So I don't know. I've been tossing around the ideas. I don't know if I want to do the 4th gen thing again. I've already had 2 4th gens. The only way I could see myself getting into it, I really, if in a perfect world, I would like to get a 2020 Ram 1500 with the Eco Diesel. That's, I think, what I would like to do, but it's out of my budget right now. The thing's like 30 grand. So I don't know. That would be ideal, I think. It would be a good tow vehicle. It would be a good daily. It would get insane gas mileage. We could do some 5th gen, mods to it. And yeah, I think that would be an ideal vehicle, but we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Even a 4th gen Eco Diesel. I really don't want to get a 4th gen again, guys. I've had 2 of them already, so I don't want to do a 3rd one again, but they're good trucks. I don't know. We'll see. Smash the like button. Yeah, if you guys are still here, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It does helps the channel. It works with the YouTube algorithm to help us be found. So make sure you give it a thumbs up while you guys are still here. Yeah, so the camera was overheating. Now I literally have it in front of a fan so that it doesn't overheat, because yeah, I don't know, it's crazy. It overheats going live like this. Hey man, I got my black Club RT from the Burnyard, fully built. I can't wait to show up with it. Yeah, man, sounds good. Bring it out, bring it out. Are you back to work, or has Uncle Rona's visit got you messed up still? No, so I right now I'm working part-time. I only work like a couple days a week, so I got that, and then obviously I have the YouTube. The YouTube is like, but when I say that, like, YouTube is pretty much a full-time gig with me, full-time effort at least. So you guys know that I pretty much post a new video every day. So I have to film that video, I have to edit that video, I have to publish that video, and then, you know, promote it in all the different places, Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff. So I'm kind of like working double right now, which is fine. I enjoy the YouTube thing, but it's definitely a lot of work. So, but yeah, I'm only 2 days a week right now with my work. But that's gonna come to an end here pretty soon too, because they're relocating. So I don't know. We'll see. I know if you guys are if you guys are following me on Instagram and stuff, I was joking around about like moving to different places. I'm like super, I don't know. I'm almost tempted to sit there and explore some of these other states just because of everything that's going on. It would probably be easier for what we're doing too. But at the same time, I got so much stuff here to try to relocate. I don't think it would be ideal. What I do want to do, and I've said it a few times, is if we can get this channel to the next level, I'd like to keep this place that I have here and then get a second place, either Florida or Texas or maybe Arizona or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. So get another place, we can travel between the two locations. You know, maybe we need one vehicle. It would double our garage space. We'd have the garage here, we'd have the garage wherever the other location would be. And we could have projects at different locations, hit different car meets, different car shows, different events in different states. And that's what I think would be where I would like to see everything go, but I'm not there yet. So I don't think I can afford having a second place. This one right now is, you know, just pushing it right now with everything we got going on. So that's the idea though. That's what I would like to do. Let me get through your comments here. Justifer, you can have a Discord for the people that pay to join the channel. You can try to set up Discord. I've never heard of that. Let me look into it and I'll see. I think that would be cool though, you guys. Like I said, I want to bring value as much as I can, and I want to try to direct people to that, because I don't think it's fair either, because there's a lot of people that, you know, are paid members on here, which I appreciate. And I think, like I said, if any of the paid members, whenever they reach out to me, I answer their questions. That's just how it works, right? But at the same time, I would think it would be cool to have a place where they could all hang out, so that it's a little bit easier for me to know who's who. And yeah, I can do that as well. So let me look into the Discord. Thanks for, you know, pointing that out for me, you guys. I haven't heard of it, but I'll look into it and see what it's all about. Pink Gun, or if anyone on the channel is watching, they can always jump in. And also, we're all here to support Boosted. Thanks. Yes, thank you. I do post other videos too, so if you guys haven't followed the channel The Garage, I do have another channel. Actually, you guys could help me out huge. If you guys can jump over to that channel, let me post it here. Because if you guys could support me on that channel there as well. That one, I need to get the other channel to 1,000 subscribers. We got some cool content over there. It's just a little bit different stuff, but I need to get the subscribers up on that one so that I can actually monetize it. It has the amount of views, but it just doesn't have the subscribers. Let me see if I can find it on my other phone here. Camera. I'll post the link in the chat here. Where the heck is it? Give me 1 second, you guys. here somewhere. That's crazy. It's buried. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll copy this. Let me put this in this live right now so you guys can see the edge if you weren't aware of it. And here we go. Okay, let me put it here. Boom. Okay, so I just put it in the chat down below. So that's the other channel too. I do a lot of different stuff over there as well. On the other channel, I'll also put tech reviews, different stuff, home security, all sorts of stuff, DIY stuff, all sorts of stuff. So if you guys can do me a solid, maybe not right this second, or if you want to, just jump over and subscribe to that other channel too, because I do post content over there. It's stuff that I'm just doing around the house anyways, so I'll just post how-to videos. But if you guys like what you guys see here, it's pretty much that, but I'm doing it with other stuff, different tech stuff, home security, cameras, just different stuff that I end up having to do around the house. Let me catch up to your comments here. Get the Boosted Boys for the S2K. What do you mean? Like, I know the Boosted Boys, they do a lot of Honda stuff, but what do you mean by get them for the S2K? 66 Salvage, keep up the great work. Stay solid. Best wish from 66 Salvage Restoration Speed Shop, Clinton, Illinois. Thanks, man. Appreciate your support. I wish we were closer. I could come check out what you guys are doing. Ronnie Taylor, you need to learn a lot about cams and valve springs. Okay. David, make Dakota run extra fast, like in the 10s. Viper expected to be fast regardless. Others have done it without nitrous. Yeah, I mean, we're going to definitely try. Obviously, the Dakota doesn't like to stay in one piece or doesn't like to not break, but we'll definitely try to make the Dakota as fast as possible within reason. Justifer, move down to Dallas, Texas. We have some of the best speed shops. I spend a lot of time over in Dallas as well. So my work actually, we're usually down there. We have another facility there. So I was actually living in Dallas for like 6 months or so. So I'm usually back and forth to Dallas quite a bit. But I might end up back in the area. We'll see what happens with this whole work arrangement thing. So they're relocating from LA to Dallas, like everything. So I have a feeling I might end up in that area, but we'll see what happens. Mark Miller, come to Lake Havasu. I was literally just in Lake Havasu yesterday. That's where I was at. But yeah, I would be down to come to Lake Havasu. I like that area a lot. That was super fun coming out there. I was only out there for the day, but yeah, Mark, maybe next time I come out there, I'll have to hit you up. It's only like 3.5 hours from me to Lake Havasu. It's not that far. Darren's Grey Goat. Good evening, John. Have you calculated fuel mileage with the Dakota yet? I haven't yet. I haven't ran a full tank of just commuting. I have the 22-gallon tank in mine, and I don't know. I was trying to baby it on the last tank just to see what it'll do, just to kind of drive it like a normal person. But I haven't ran a full tank just yet. So I guess I could do it where you top it up, do the 3-click thing, drive around for a little while, and then top it up to the 3 clicks again. But I haven't done either one of those yet. I'll probably do that once we get the thing running perfect, though. So we still have some tuning to do on the Dakota. Once the thing's running flawless, then I'll try some fuel mileage stuff just to give you guys some answers. David Ledford, will we ever hear from Jazzy again? Isn't she with etc.? If that's okay to ask. No, I don't know. Yeah, that we're not really doing that whole thing anymore. So it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. You guys know how it is. You're all guys here. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna be doing that thing anymore. But I don't know what else to say. Mark Miller, done. All right, yeah. Let me know. I don't know, Mark, if you have Facebook or something like that, hit me up there or Instagram or wherever else you're hanging out, because you can't really message people on YouTube, but send me a message somewhere or even an email, whatever, because you're not too far. Or if you have a boat, I would like to come back out there. My friend that was there, we had fun, but he only wanted to stay for 1 day. But I want to come back out and hang out there. That place is insane. I had a lot of fun there, honestly. But yeah, I'd love to come back. I'm almost thinking of buying a boat now. Cliffhanger. Done. All right, thanks, man. Mr. Magoo, don't forget Boosted Motorsports 2. Yeah, so right now I have 3 channels. We have this one, Boosted Motorsports 2, which I put most of the YouTube, the S2000 stuff over on there, just because I know a lot of the guys over here are Mopar or domestic stuff. But yeah, we have this one, Boosted Motorsports 2, and then we also have this one, and the garage is the other one too. Paint Gun Express. Check mark. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Just for like hit them up to help you with the S2K. Maybe they'd like to help. Yeah, I mean, it just depends what direction I want to go with the S2000. So just so you guys know, I know a lot of guys are Mopar guys and domestic guys. So the S2000, let me just run you guys through the S2000 engine for a sec. I know you guys don't like the S2000. I get it. But the motor that comes in the S2000, just so you guys know, it comes fully forged from the factory. I'll say that again. That motor is fully forged from the factory. So you can run, just so you guys know, the S2000, you can make 1,000 wheel horsepower on a stock engine. I'm not making that up. 1,000 wheel horsepower on a stock Honda S2000 engine. So that motor that's in that little car, which weighs like 2,300 pounds, can make 1,000 horsepower at the wheels without opening it up. On my last car, when I was like around 18, we made 607 wheel horsepower on a single turbo with 93 octane fuel and spraying methanol. That's it. We ran that car for 3 years, ran the piss out of it, and it didn't blow up. So if you guys want to talk horsepower, that Honda engine is more stout than any of the engines or cars that we have. So I'm not trying to be a Honda fanboy. I'm just stating the facts. So I know all about those cars. The only thing is I went in a different direction with the S2000. So the reason why I haven't really done too much with the S2000, and again, the one where I made 607 horsepower at the wheel, so we made pretty much over 700 crank horsepower on that car. I built that thing myself. So I know those cars inside and out, but I didn't want to do that with the S2000 this time around because I wanted to keep it kind of a track toy. I didn't want to add all those extra components, all those extra things to get loose, all that extra heat, because then I wouldn't be able to go to the road course. It would probably overheat. It would just have issues and all that stuff. So that's why I just kept it naturally aspirated, because it's just fun to go to the track, beat the crap out of it all day, drive it home, park it in the garage, forget about it. So yeah, but if we're talking like speed and stuff like that, you can make like 1,000 wheel horsepower in a car that weighs 2,200 pounds, and it would demolish the Viper or any other thing that we could probably build in the garage. So but I don't think that's the direction I want to go with that car. I want to keep it a track toy. We already have, the Dakota for the drag strip. I guess we could maybe take the Viper to the drag strip, although I don't really want to do that with that car too much, because if we start snapping stuff on that thing, it's a lot more expensive and it's harder to get parts, whereas the Dakota is just, I have a spare transmission sitting here for the Dakota if the thing pops. I got a spare engine if that pops. Not that the other engine is any good, because we blew that one up, but yeah, we got some different stuff. Oh yeah, you were talking about the S2000. Yeah, so if we end up doing stuff with the S2000, like high performance stuff, I can definitely handle it myself. I just don't know if that's the direction I want to go. Usually S2000 stuff doesn't get a lot of traction, at least on this channel. Even on Boosted Motorsports 2, it kind of does okay, but it seems like everybody wants to see the Dakota for whatever reason. I think a lot of people can just relate to the Dakota, so I think that's why that's the way it is. Darren, do you still think you may like the Kegger better than the M1? At this point, it just depends what your goals are, honestly. If you're just looking for like a street truck just to run around, I kind of like the Kegger. I mean, you hit the gas and it like wants to light the tires and just jump, right? And I think if you had a modified Kegger, it would probably be more ridiculous in that sense. But you put the M1 on, it pulls way harder after like $3,000. all the way to redline with the M1. So the thing like picks up steam and just screams right to redline, wherever that might be. I think Ryan has my shift point set at like 5,600, so like almost $6,000. But yeah, down low it suffers. So once you get it moving, the M1 shines. But like if you're just like, farting around town and you're like hitting the gas, the kegger is definitely more fun, more raw torque. You plan on, not that you're gonna tow with the Dakota, but you might have that engine in a Ram. I would stick with the kegger probably because it's gonna have more torque for towing and stuff like that. So it just depends what your goals are and what you prefer. Do you want tire shredding torque and you hit the gas and the thing, chirping the tires everywhere, or do you want it to be a screamer and be pulling hard up top? That's the biggest difference I would say right now. And I'm not an expert. I'm just giving you guys my raw feedback on what I noticed between the two. So that's my opinion on it right now. Joshua, I'm a Mopar guy, but love the S2K content big time. Track days are great. Yeah, thanks, man. Those are some of the most fun days for me, is taking that thing out to the track and just going out and have fun and just seeing what kind of cars we can smack up on, because that thing ruins so many cars at the track, and it's such a great handling car. It's insane. Like just the amount of setup that we have in it. It's not even like, I don't know. I personally don't think we've spent that much to set that car up. It's just really good out of the box. All we have are some cheap coilovers with some good stiff springs, sticky tires, stainless steel brake lines, and just really grippy brake pads. We just have racing brake pads and a track spec alignment. But other than that, the freaking thing is insane. Like you guys saw, we were passing McLarens, passing Porsches, all sorts of exotic cars. We beat the Z06. We beat all sorts of cars. Obviously, there's always gonna be somebody faster than us, but for the amount of money we have invested in that car, and for the performance, you can't beat it. David, does Dakota run what fuel, and does it have all the timing it can take? Mine has to have 93, so we only have 91 octane here. So it's just running on 91, and yeah, we'll throw as much timing at it as we can with 91, but we're limited to that. I'm probably going to switch to E85 here at some point once we add boost again. I'm going to have to redo my fuel system. I'm going to have to do a return style fuel system. So you guys know, and maybe you guys watched on the last video, the stock Dakota fuel system only has a fuel pressure regulator, and then it just runs straight to the fuel line, and that's it. Whereas if we're going to go for big power, we'll probably throw some more fuel pump at it, and we'll do a return style system. So what some guys do, and what I've seen, is they'll use the feed line. So right now the current feed line, it's kind of small, right? So they'll take that line and they'll do a return style system. They'll run I think a -6, so like a pretty hefty fuel line to a fuel rail, like probably an aftermarket fuel rail, obviously. And then they'll put a fuel pressure regulator on the rail. And then they'll return line back through the original feed line. So hopefully you guys are following along. So they'll turn our current feed line into a return line. So you'll have a big hose going up to your fuel rail, and then right now the current fuel line, you turn that into a return line going back to your tank, and it's going to dump excess fuel back in the tank. So that's like what a lot of the high horsepower stuff does. It's actually what's stock on the Honda. It's got a return style fuel system. So like I said, we'll do it that way, and then I'll probably convert to E85. I've already got big enough injectors, 1000cc injectors. And if we do that, then we can throw more aggressive timing in it. I can run more boost on the stock engine, and we can make more power. So I'm probably going to do that at some point, but let's get everything running first, and then we can go from there. So we'll answer a few more questions, and then we'll probably cut it off around the 1 hour mark. Mark, Honda builds a stout engine assembly. I have two of their bikes, one of which I turbocharged 25 years ago, and I still thrilled ride. Yeah, Honda's motors are always stout. So that's the one thing I do like about going to the track with the Hondas. It's always reliable. And I hate to say it, but I mean the Honda's just a Honda. Everybody, whether they like them or hate them, they just know they're reliable. You can drive them for hundreds of thousands of miles, and the things just go and go and go. So that's the other reason why I've been dailying the S2000, just because I know when I go out to jump in the S2000 and I hit the start button or turn the key, it's gonna start. Whereas the Dakota, I don't have the most faith in the Dakota right now. Not until we get it dialed in a bit more. So it's good to at least have that as a backup. So not saying we're not going to drive the Dakota, but just have that as a backup just in case it decides to fight us again. Steven, just bought a 2012 Ram 1500 about a month ago. Found your channel shortly after and have been enjoying your content very much. Have been considering the electric cutout and the Blackhawk intake. Yeah, those are both really good mods. After watching your videos about them, just wanted to say you make great content. I hope you keep it up and your channel picks up traction. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Like I said, you guys already know I'm doing everything I can on my end. All I'll ask from you guys is make sure you give a thumbs up on all the videos because it helps with the YouTube algorithm so that the videos get found and so that we can reach a broader audience. So yeah, just make sure you give all the videos thumbs up if you liked it. If you think it sucked, give it a thumbs down. But I try to do my best to make the best videos I can. How did you find? Oh yeah, how did you find the M1? So Jason, he's a Mopar parts wizard. So he's got a bunch of parts. You know, he's always looking at different Craigslist ads or for sale ads. So he managed to find the M1 that's on my truck. And yeah, I guess that's all there is to say about that. So I didn't actually find it. Jason found it. But if you guys, you know, take a look on classifieds and just keep an eye out, you'll find them. Obviously, you guys know they're discontinued, so you can't go into a Dodge dealership and buy one. But they're out there. They're usually just a little bit pricey, but it is what it is, right? They're discontinued, so people know what they got, and they don't want to give it away for cheap. Justifer, time to settle this. Is the Viper just a stretched Miata? No, definitely not. So I get the Miata jokes in the Viper. The Viper is actually, I was surprised. That thing it actually handles ridiculously well. I thought it was just like a big stupid car with a big stupid engine, but the thing handles like a go-kart. It's got super tight steering. I didn't know this, but regardless of everybody always saying, you know, you can crash them easily and they're a death trap, you can actually, they actually have 50-50 weight distribution. So there's just as much weight on the front wheels as the back wheels on the Viper. So it means it handles extremely well. So, and the thing is crazy wide. Like, it pretty much takes up the whole lane on the car, like when you're driving down the street. Like, the thing is, you know, stupid wide. So it's definitely no comparison, but at the same time, I feel like the Viper doesn't handle as good as the S2000. But that's a completely other subject. Joshua, heading to bed, Eastern time zone. Thanks, John. Thanks for joining in, man. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Karen's Grey Goat. That was the craps. That the fuel line came apart on the Dakota, but glad you figured it out. Damn thing. Yeah, I know. It's always something. That one, I guess, was my fault. When I put it together, I thought it was fine with one clamp. That's all the thing came with. And, you know, I used the rubber hose, which supposed to be a submersible rubber fuel line from AEM, but I used the one clamp, and obviously, I don't know if the hose softened or somehow something happened, but it obviously slipped off. So now it's got two clamps on there. It's not going to come off now. I just hope that there was no writing on the hose, the submersible line from AEM. So I hope that it truly is, because if it's not, what I'm talking about is when you get fuel line, usually fuel line is rated for fuel to pass through the inside. Submersible fuel line, which is like 4 times the price of regular fuel line, it is made so that fuel can be in and around it, even on the outside of it, and the rubber won't deteriorate. So if you ever do a fuel pump setup, you have to make sure it's submersible fuel line so it doesn't break down while it's, you know, submersed in fuel. So I would assume that they would give you submersible fuel line if they're giving you a piece of line to hook up your fuel pump, right? But that's the only thing I could think of, is maybe they cheaped out and didn't include submersible fuel line, and it's breaking down while being submersed in fuel, and that's why it softened up, and that's why it came off. But 2 clamps on it, she's gonna last for at least a few years like that. So, but I mean, we're gonna be like I said, we're gonna be taking it apart, you know, somewhat soon anyways, when we switch to that return style for E85. So it'll last as long as we need it to. Justifer, I got a 5.2 Durango with a tune and it lights all 4, but it also breaks transmissions. Damn, that's crazy. David, my fishing buddy is 93 yesterday. I taught him to fly fish, I think. About 20 years ago, he drives nothing but Hondas for many years and still a fun guy. Yeah, the Hondas last, man. They last. Austin, I got a 96 Ram with 5.2. It has about 225 horsepower. I'm looking for 80 more. Any recommendations? I have a bored out throttle body and mad ignition kit with the 6L, I guess, MSD ignition. To get 80 more horse is going to be a tall order. You guys have been seeing everything we've been doing on ours. But you can start with some simple stuff. So the stock manifolds and the stock Y-pipe, that's a pretty big restriction on these things. Your stock air intake, you said you got a throttle body, so that's a good start. What else? You could probably port match your kegger if you still have a kegger on it. But it's gonna be hard to get your 80 horsepower out of it. A tune will definitely help. So if you haven't tuned all that for those changes, you could definitely start there. But I don't know if you want to go down the path that I went down with doing the kegger, or not kegger, but cam, and doing all that. It's a kind of a slippery slope once you start doing all that. But yeah, I would try to make it breathe better, right? So intake, exhaust, and go from there. So I'll answer a couple more questions. I'll take off. We'll kind of wrap this up because we're bleeding into an hour or so. Mark Miller, check your PM and Facebook. Okay, cool, man. I'll double check. We've been messaging there before, but I'll double check. Adrian, whatever happened to getting the Chevy truck? Yeah, so I'm still thinking about it. I'm just kind of holding tight. I'm a completely separate subject, but I'm really looking to see what's going on in the market with everything, stuff like that. And with me not having the most stable income, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew, because obviously I still have to have a roof over my head. So yeah, I'm still looking into it. I'm debating, and I'm just looking for a deal, maybe a fixer-upper, maybe something that needs some work or something like that, and we'll snap that up. But we've got so much stuff on the go right now that we're pretty busy with the projects we currently have, and I'm able at this point to daily drive both the Dakota and the S2000. So we're okay for a daily right now, but I do want to get something sooner or later. I want to get a practical truck, whatever that means. So we'll get just like a Chevy 1500 that we can at least tow with and do normal stuff with and use it as a daily. Or it ends up being another Ram or something like that. I kind of want to switch it up, do something a little bit different, but I haven't come to the conclusion, and it really depends what deal just kind of falls on my lap. So that's pretty much that. But that's going to do it for today. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Yeah, just to wrap it up. So as far as dailying the Ram, I'm not going to daily the SRT 10. That thing has low miles, most of which I've put on it, honestly, because we've owned it since new. But even though you guys have only recently seen the SRT 10 Ram on the channel, we've owned it since 2005. So yeah, I'm not going to daily that thing. It's only got 29,000 miles, clean title, all that stuff. It's really not a truck I want to just drive around all over the place and leave and get door dings. So we'll find something, though. Like I said, I can daily the Dakota, daily the S2000 for now, where it's not a problem there. But that's gonna do it for today's video, you guys. I'll answer more questions in the next one. We'll try to do at least one live. Let me know in the comments below before you guys take off. Fridays or Sundays, which ones works better for you guys on these lives? Would you rather Fridays or Sunday nights? But let me know. We'll see you guys next one. We'll keep doing it either way, you guys. So thanks again for your support. Drop a thumbs up if you haven't already before you take off, and we'll see you guys on the next video.